Hey, friends. I was recently having a conversation with ChatGPT. If you are not a person who talks to ChatGPT, then just pretend I was talking to a friend who has access to every piece of information that's ever been recorded. Anyway, so I was talking with them because I was thinking about the idea that we feel worried that we're not good or that we're bad. This is sort of just my favorite topic to explore. Like, is there a higher power? What is the higher power doing? What is goodness? What is badness? All these things, shame, etc. And I was talking about do animals feel shame? Is shame something that's just conditioned into us, or are we wired for it? And where we eventually went in the conversation is this idea of original face, which is something that comes from Zen Buddhism. And so I wanted to share it with you because I just love it. It comes from a famous Zen koan. That a koan is Koan. It's like a teaching riddle that is used in Zen Buddhism to push the student beyond rational thought by making them be like, what? It doesn't make sense usually. And so you have to really get outside of your conditioning. And this one is attributed to, I'm not gonna pronounce this correctly, but Chinese Zen master Hui Neng, Huineng, of the 7th century. Um, and this is what it says. Okay, I'm gonna read it. What is the face you had? Let's see. Wait, I lost it. What was your original face before your parents were born? Okay. So it's the idea of what, who were you or what were you? Sort of in a primordial sense, definitely uh before any conditioning, which I love that part about who were you before your parents were born, because who your parents were born to be is the reason why you received the conditioning that you received. So, excuse me. Okay. So what was your original face before your parents were born? So it kind of gives us the opportunity to ask these questions like, who were you before you were given a name, a gender, a role, a story? What's your nature that's untouched by culture, trauma, family dynamics, ego structures? Before you had the ideas of dualism, before you knew about good or bad, self and other, subject and object, light and dark, what were you before all of that? Um, and I love it because it invites us into like, what is the I am that we usually slap all of these descriptors onto? What could there be underneath shame or pride that is not about being good or bad? It's not about succeeding or losing. It's not a performance. It's not a justification. It's not a defense. It doesn't keep us safe. It doesn't have any goal. And it's just this being or isness that could be something that we connect to in a way that maybe people connect with a higher power or a God idea. Um, and I I often have thought about even the words higher self have a hierarchy aspect to them, and this original face feels like it has no hierarchy. It's just true that or I guess truth is even a tricky word. It makes sense to me that the things that typically I finish the sentence like I am blank with are all things that I was given based off of my perception of who I was born to, where I was born, and the things that happen as a result of that. So I am name. Okay. That was given to me originally, and then like I made up several names a few times. This is my third legal name because I feel like I so resonate with my original face experience that all of the things that came after the original face have felt really like they don't make any sense to me. I think that's why I often will say like I don't have a gender or like I'm non-binary or like I I don't know how to answer the question, what gender are you? Because it seems so like a costume to me. Gender feels like a costume, names feel like a costume. Um, Feelings even feel inaccurate often to me. Like if someone was like, "How are you feeling?" I'm like, I don't know. Like I might have sensations or stories in my head that could be described as certain things. Like, let's say I'm in a given moment and I have a feeling of a pit in my stomach and I have shaky hands. You could call that anxiety, but anxiety doesn't mean anything in and of itself. And it could be that I have those sensations related to the experience of being like sung happy birthday to, or related to the experience of like going on a roller coaster that I'm scared about, or of like getting yelled at by a boss. Like all of those experiences could create all of those same sensations. So like even the emotion words, I am anxious doesn't feel like it makes any sense to me. Um, I am like 5'4.5". What are like numbers? What are numbers? They're not things. Inches, feet, also, what is that? Like I am a pile of atoms. Like, do we know that for sure? Is this some sort of a like VR where like actually it just somebody programmed it so that if you look through microscopes that you see atoms, but like we know that they have definitely found ways to like make just like a hand go through a table, like material is actually only material because we think it's material. So like I am a pile of atoms doesn't even make sense. There's just no proof of any of these things. And I love this concept, original face. Um, it makes me feel like I could, um, in the same way that people pray to like a higher being or to God or to a higher self, I could invite in moments of connection and solace with my original face and be like, who was I before my parents were born? And just rest in that. For me, it feels like I could bring shame or pain there, and it would be a really like comforting experience to connect with the place before shame was possible, before shame would make sense. To connect with that like um beingness that like where no conditions are possible to determine if that beingness has a right to existence or not. Like it feels like if I look at a tree, I just feel like, wow, like look at that. It's just being. Like it's so beautiful and it's so cool that it's there. And like same thing if I look at like um a decomposing, like plant or bird um on the side of a road. It's like, wow, look at that. Just like following the like process of decomposing. It's like an awe-inspiring, and it doesn't have like a good, bad, right, wrong, like shame, pride, success, failure. Um, so, anyways, if this is interesting to you, I thought I would share it. Um, if anyone else knows other things that like resonate with this idea of original face or like beingness before identification, I'd be really interested to hear about it. So share in the comments and sending lots of love.